going on, everybody? This is Jackhammer2711 coming at you with yet another video review. And today we're going to take a look at the Star Wars Black Series Jedi Luke Skywalker from Star Wars Episode 6. I purchased this figure from Walgreens for $19.99. I was really excited when I found them because I didn't even know these were out yet. I can't wait to get this figure open. I really can't wait to get him opened up. Some things to look at. This is some new packaging for Star Wars, the Black Series. The biggest difference being in, as you can see, the background here behind Luke, you have, instead of an orange level of detail, it's blue. And the writing is also in blue here across the bottom. Of course, you still have your Star Wars, the Black Series logo right there. That's all still pretty standard. They've just kind of shifted things around a little bit. The name of the figure used to be on this side, if I'm not mistaken. The window box packaging is still there. It's still intact. It does still go around to the side of the packaging, so you can see the figure inside there. However, at the top of the packaging now, that Star Wars Black Series logo is no longer at the top. It is down at the bottom, as we showed, and you do still see the stylized picture of the character up here at the top where it was before, but it's the window box packaging extends up higher right there, and now the top of the figure that is more of that window box packaging, as you can see right there. It's not just a blank black top of the packaging with another image of the Black Series logo and the character picture at the top here. This side is still the same, still in black. That blue motif does extend around to the back side of the packaging, just like it always did. And you see here, you do still have Star Wars logo up here at the top, and the little blurb here. It says Luke goes to the Death Star to confront his father, Darth Vader. Despite giving into his anger, Luke refuses to destroy his father and rejects Emperor Palpatine's attempts to turn Luke to the dark side. I'll never turn to the dark side. And then, of course, that stylized black and white picture of the scene that is described in the little blurb. So really nice. Some adjustments to the packaging, which I think is cool. I like how they extend this window box here to the top of the packaging, so you can see down into the top of the packaging now as well. They still include that nice character picture right here. You still have the Star Wars, the Black Series logo down here, and you do still have the name of the figure here. But you can see more of the figure in the packaging now. And I think that's going to work out really well for Hasbro in the end. But for now, let's go ahead and get Luke Skywalker busted out of his plastic prison and see just exactly what he is working with. Alright everybody, we're back and we have Episode 6 Luke Skywalker out of the packaging. Star Wars Black just gets better and better, guys. I don't know about you, but this is my favorite version of Luke Skywalker. This to me is the most iconic version of Luke Skywalker. But before we get into the figure and I get into that, let's take a look at his accessories. First thing he comes packaged with, of course, is his lightsaber. As you can see, the blade is cast in that blue translucent plastic, just a bit warped out of package. Not as bad as some of the others I've seen, though. And taking a look there at the hilt, which the blade is removable. We'll just remove that so we can take a closer look at the hilt. And that is, hey, that's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, people. Take a look at it. Really awesome. Some nice sculpted detail there in the handle. You've got the line work here. You've got the hook to hang it off on his belt. You've got the button, the activation button there with the black and copper paint. You've got the copper paint up there around the hilt where the blade comes out. Just the level of detail and paint detail is spectacular in this line. As you can see, it doesn't have the peg hole like the other lightsabers we've seen so far. It has a hook that just quite simply, you can see the hook right there on the belt. It just hooks in and hangs off. Very cool. I love it. I love it. You know, there you have it. This is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, people. The green blade. Very, very cool. The second accessory that he comes packaged with is just too awesome. In case you haven't seen, or in case you can't tell what this is, this figure comes with an interchangeable vest. As you know, through most of The Empire Strikes Back, I'm sorry, man, what is wrong with me? Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker's vest and shirt looks like this. It's buttoned fully to the top. And this is, you know, like I said, one of the most iconic looks for the figure. But towards the end, at the end of the movie, when he's battling Darth Vader and the Emperor, his vest comes open a little bit. And to show this just pops off. You can see the two peg holes there and there. And on the back, the peg holes here. And this has similar peg holes there and there. And this just pegs in to the torso. And there you have Luke Skywalker with his vest flapped open. And that is just so cool. Just look at that. They could have gone the route, as a lot of toy companies do, and made a variant of this figure that would have been hard to find and expensive. But instead of doing that with just a real simple bit of engineering, now you have the ability to display your Luke with his vest buttoned up or flapped over. I kind of prefer the flapped over version, so I'm just gonna keep that on the figure right here. But taking a look at the figure, once again, the head sculpt is spot on. I haven't purchased a Luke Skywalker figure in this line where I haven't been impressed with the head sculpt yet. That looks like Mark Hamill, in my opinion. Not as much on the camera as in person. In person, the head sculpt is much more impressive than it's coming across on the camera. You can see the painted detail across the eyes and the eyebrows there. He's got the hair sculpted, of course, those individual strands of hair, as most of the figures in this line have been sculpted there like that, kind of with a slight dry brushing on top of the brown paint with a lighter brown to kind of provide some contrast and some depth to the figure. Just taking a look at the costume here, the costume details, a lot of sculpted detail as far as folds and whatnot in the costume across the shirt, the sleeves, you know, right here across the front and the back, on the pants as well. There's some nice sculpting details here up the sides that show the seams and across his back side there, as you can see coming down to the sides. Really, really nice sculpt to the costume. Sculpting detail here as well on the flap where it's flapped over. As you can see, it's not just painted, it's actually sculpted to show it. So that's really, 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 really nice. Of course, you do have the iconic black gloved hand as opposed to the flesh colored hand, because this is his robotic hand. Excuse me. One accessory that would have been cool for it to have come with would have been a hand that was shot through. So you could recreate that scene from Jabba's barge where his hand gets shot and you can see kind of the robotic pieces through the middle of it. I thought that would have been really, really neat. But I'm not complaining. That's just a little nitpick. Taking a look at the belt. Nice details on the belt. He's got that pouch there sculpted on the side with the paint detail for the button. That's the closure for it. And then, of course, you got the big silver belt buckle there with the little silver. These are all sculpted as well. They aren't just painted, these studs. They're sculpted in right there. And then, of course, he's got the hook there for his lightsaber and another hook there to the side for whatever. You know, maybe his blaster or something like that. Maybe it could have been packaged with a blaster, but at this point, the lightsaber is his weapon of choice, so I'm not too upset that the fact that he wasn't, you know, didn't include a blaster as an accessory. Take a look at the back of the figure there. It's a plain figure. It really, really is. It's cast in black. You know, the sculpting detail is really nice, but it is a really plain figure. But this is my Luke Skywalker. You know, this is the most iconic version of this character, in my opinion. You see he's got the boots that are sculpted there. You can see where the boots are sculpted into the sculpt right there. All of it painted in a really nice flat black. Even the boots are kind of flat, but they're not quite as... They're a little bit shinier than the rest of the costume, but it's still in a pretty flat black paint. I love this figure. As I've said several times, this is Luke Skywalker to me. Whenever I think of Luke Skywalker, I think of this costume, this version of the character. And Hasbro has once again done an absolutely outstanding job translating this character into the 6-inch scale. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. And another thing I'm really appreciating about Hasbro and their Black Series, this series launched in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, and we've already gotten, you know, really other than the Hoth Luke Skywalker, which we're getting next year with the Wampa. Yes, we're getting a Wampa and a Hoth Luke Skywalker. How awesome is that? Anyway, other than the Hoth Luke and maybe the shirtless, you know, Dagobah Luke Skywalker, and maybe the indoor Luke, and the medal ceremony Luke, you know, a lot of those versions of the character are less iconic. We've already, in my opinion, got the 3 most iconic versions of Luke Skywalker. Well, of course, I'm forgetting. You know, yeah, we definitely do still need to get the Episode 1 Luke in just his tunic and pants. I can't believe I forgot that. But, you know, we've got Bespin Luke, though. We've got Jedi Luke. We've got X-Wing Fighter Luke. Hasbro is not... They're not playing around and getting us the iconic characters, the best characters in this line. We've seen it happen with Marvel Legends. We've seen it happen with, especially with DC Universe Classics, where some real omissions are present in the line because they wanted to spread the character selection out to get more characters out there, more obscure characters, and save some of those more important characters for later on down the line, so they didn't just blow through all the character selection too quickly. And while that's a good strategy, it's really left some glaring omissions in that collection. It definitely seems like the Black Series is trying to get us the heavy hitters, as many of them as we can possibly get, as quick as we can get it, before this line cools down and we're left with some real glaring omissions. You know, I mean, at this point, I'm going to be completely honest with you. With what's released and what's been announced, we're almost there. We have, you know, I'm not saying we're there yet. Of course, we don't have Episode 1 Luke in his tunic. We don't have Episode 1 Princess Leia. We don't have C-3PO yet. We don't have Bespin Han Solo announced yet. We don't have, you know, there's a few characters, you know, but as far as the core characters, they're doing a really good job of pumping out the core characters and getting them to us as quickly as possible. And the kind of peripheral characters that we are getting, you know, Greedo's he's a peripheral character, but he's a major character. He's a fan favorite. Boba Fett, major fan favorite character. You know, we've gotten Darth Maul. You know, we've got some prequel versions of the characters. You know, we still need that classic Obi-Wan Kenobi from Episode 1. I'm sorry, Episode 3. But Hasbro's doing a good job of getting out fan-demanded characters and knocking them out so we don't... And I think they're doing that because they don't want to see this line end with some really glaring omissions. Because let's be honest, in 2 or 3 years, if this line does come to an end and we don't have Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi, or Bespin Han, or Admiral Akbar, or the Emperor, and we've gotten characters like IG-88 and Mara Jade and Ula, that would be a problem for me. And I think Hasbro's trying to do their best to make sure that that doesn't happen. But let's face it, Star Wars fans are so rabid about every character in the mythology and in the universe that this line could go. I mean, look at the 3 3/4 inch line. That thing has gone on forever. If they can keep the cost of this line down to about $20 to $25, this could become the iconic Star Wars line. It really, really could. But anyway, enough of that rant. Enough of what I've said. You've seen the figure. You've seen what he can do. Like I said, it's a really plain figure, but like I said, it's definitely an iconic, much needed version of the character. And while it may be kind of plain, it definitely has its place, and it is my Luke Skywalker. This is my preferred version of Luke. As you can see there, he can hold the lightsaber with 2 hands very easily. So he and his Papa Darth, they're going to be doing some lightsaber dueling here in the very near future on my display shelf. This has been my review of the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch scale, Episode 6, Luke Skywalker. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And this has been Jackhammer2711, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.